It's beautiful Wednesday, December 10th, and you're listening to the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and there are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's number one casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack match roulette, and Teddy's favorite, co-raps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has it in spades and hearts. And to learn more about their gaming promotions and entertainment options, all you got to do is visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, always a good time, and Riverwind Casino is going to be the place to be on December 18th, Ted.
Let's go.
Live podcast. Live podcast at Riverwind Casino on December 18th, Thursday, December 18th at 7:30 p.m. Now, seating is limited, but admission will be free. We already have several things from our sponsors to give away.
Sweet.
Gas cards, restaurant gift cards, $250 gift cards for Didier Ranch beef. So there's going to be some giveaways. We're going to have some fun with that. And we are efforting to have some special guests that will be in town for the OU Bama game. So hopefully that all works out. But there will be more details to come. We're letting Riverwind handle the promotional side of things today.
Yeah, logistics is their thing, I believe, whenever it comes to these type of events. So, yeah, we'll stay out of that part of it.
Yeah, but be there. Riverwind Casino, Thursday, December 18th, 7:30 p.m., live podcast, lots of giveaways, and hopefully some very special guests.
All right. Love it. Can't
okay,
wait.
so on this episode, we're going to dive into OU and OU Alabama and the college football playoff with known ball knower Brooks Austin, which, I mean, that guy's killing it on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
That channel has blown up. The film guy, he's become one of my favorites to watch. So excited to talk some ball with Brooks. But before we do that, wanted to kind of celebrate a really fun regular season for the Sooners. And there wasn't a good time for us to do our midseason awards this year, Ted. So how about we hand out the Oklahoma Breakdown regular season awards for the OU Sooners?
Let's do it.
Very prestigious, kind of like the Oscars or the ESPYs, or I would say on a similar level.
Definitely will show up in your Wikipedia profile.
Yes. Just somebody's going to go add that to these guys' profile. You know that now, right?
I hope so.
All right, let's dive into the regular season awards. Ted, I'm going to read the nominees, and then it is your job to pick the winner.
Oh, a lot of pressure.
Yeah. All right, let's start with best offensive play of the regular season. Your nominees are John Mateer's 10-yard run on GY counter versus Michigan to make it 21-7 in the third quarter. Remember the little kind of skip hurdle into the end zone? Yep. Pretty good play. Isaiah Satania's 24-yard reception versus Auburn. It was a touchdown, and there was deception.
Oh, my gosh. It's almost worth picking that one just as a troll to the SEC and Auburn and all the haters out there.
Let's not forget an official statement from the SEC for that play.
Probably the first time and maybe the only time I've ever seen an official statement released for a specific play.
It was something, but it counted, and we won that football game. Next nominee, a 76-yard touchdown for Isaiah Satania versus Ole Miss to make it 10-10 early in the second quarter. Remember, that's the one where he's kind of in the middle of the field. They're running a bit of a mesh, and he kind of works to the outside, keeps working. Mateer slings it out there, sidearm, finds him, kind of like points at him and finds him. And then he looks like the fastest man alive going down the sideline, turns the boosters on. Maybe the best part of that play is he just hurls the ball into the stands as part of the celebration, goes and daps up D.D. Westbrook. Like, there's a lot to love about that play.
Already starting to notice a pattern on these plays. Satania showing up.
Well, that may be a little foreshadowing for who's going to win offensive MVP. But remember, I'm just giving you the nominees. You're picking the
That's right.
winners. You're picking the
That's right.
winners. All right, our next nominee for offensive play of the regular season, Xavier Robinson's 65-yard touchdown run versus Ole Miss. Remember, that made it 25-20. At that point in the game, things were not feeling good.
Yeah.
And he just kind of appears out of the pile, shows some serious speed, kind of runs away from everyone on Ole Miss's defense and takes it to the house. It gave the team life. It gave that stadium life when things weren't feeling great.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
I know we lost the game, but that moment, that was
Huge.
that place was going insane.
Yep. That was awesome. That's one of the loudest moments we've had in that stadium this year. There's been a bunch of them.
Yep. All right, our next nominee, another Xavier Robinson run. His 43-yard run where he laid down on the 1-yard line late in the fourth quarter versus Tennessee, where remember, he's looking around like, do I go down? Are they letting me score? What's happening? He lays down. Now Mateer ends up scoring on the next play, and we don't have to talk about our thoughts about the game management there. It's irrelevant at this point in time. We won the game, but that was one of those moments where it was like, oh my gosh, we're going to beat Tennessee in Knoxville.
Yep. Yep. That play, that was awesome. Again, one of those, I mean, it's crazy. Like whenever you look back at a lot of good seasons, there's a handful of plays usually that you remember that kind of tie you to that season for, the next 10, 15, 20 years or longer. This season has a bunch of them, both sides of the ball, that one included. That was a fantastic play.
We've got 3 more nominees.
Okay.
For best offensive play of the regular season. John Mateer's 20-yard touchdown run on GY counter to make it 17-7 in the second quarter in Tuscaloosa. And remember, he's like spinning and carrying people into the end zone. It was awesome.
Yeah, and that play was fantastic watching it live. It was awesome going back and watching the broadcast and seeing it. But the cinematography on the little short film that OU released is just amazing.
I mean, it's one of the best like football sequences I've seen in one of those videos. And I know Oregon does a great job with theirs too, but like our Unhitch the Wagon stuff after we win is as good as anyone else's in college football. And that shot in particular, it's so clear, like on his face, and he looks so shockingly calm.
He looks exactly like you hope you look whenever you have a moment like that, to where you're not making some horrendously ugly face,
Great point.
Perfect.
But it was one of those moments in that game where you went, the Sooners are here, boys. They're here to play. Yep. And that was just a fantastic individual effort for Mateer to score that touchdown.
Was that one after the Taylor Wine turnover, or was that after the?
No, we got a field goal after that.
Okay, that was after the punt return punch out, right?
Believe so.
Nice.
Isaiah Satania. Next to 2 more nominees. Isaiah Satania's 87-yard touchdown catch and run from Mateer to make it 7-3 with 6:46 in the second quarter versus Missouri. Kind of a sweet sidearm throw from Mateer. And let's be real, man, the offense had done nothing against that Missouri defense up to that point. And Satania, he just wins in the middle of the field on that in-breaking route, in man coverage, and then once again, looks like the fastest man alive, bounding down the field for a huge touchdown.
Yep. Again, Satania showing up, man. Gotta
Only,
love it.
only negative. It's in the gray jerseys,
Yeah, that's true.
which I'm
That's
not so
true.
sure about the future of the gray jerseys. We'll see. I'm just saying. But that felt in a game where it felt like points were where there weren't going to be very many points with the defenses that were on the field. That was a massive, massive play.
Yep, that was an incredible one and great design, beautiful throw from Mateer and Satania just doing what he does. Give him a little bit of space. See you later.
Last nominee for offensive play, best offensive play of the regular season. I I had to pick between Burks's touchdown on the 45-yard screen pass or the 58-yard touchdown for Isaiah Satania from Mateer to make it 17-13. I ended up choosing the Satania touchdown as the nominee because that made it 17-13. The final score was 17-13. Yes, I know that they completely busted the coverage and he was uncovered, but still a huge play in the season and a huge moment of relief by anyone involved in this thing. so that's our final nominee is the Satania 58-yard touchdown from John Mateer against LSU.
I when you sent me the breakdown of what we're going to talk about, I picked a play almost immediately. And now that we've gone through the
I
nominees.
I've painted the picture for you. I've made it difficult.
Yeah. Okay. Right away, I've got to eliminate the Ole Miss plays, the 76-yarder from Satania and the long run from Xavier Robinson. You got to win the game. In this season, where we are right now, it'd be hard to go back and pick the play of the year in a loss, right? It just doesn't feel right. So those two, I'm going to eliminate right away. I'll tell you my final two. The one I originally wrote down was the play against Missouri, the 87-yarder. Hadn't had anything going, as you pointed it out. It was only in the second quarter, halfway through the second quarter, and we were incredibly nervous. But 87 yards, one of the longest touchdown receptions on that field. It felt like the game winner, didn't it? It was like, we don't think they're going to score a touchdown on us the way our defense is playing. So you kind of had like this huge swing of emotion from, oh no, like we're in trouble to we're going to win. So and the speed that he shows, I love whenever he gets off to the races. Um, I'd be shocked if he ever gets run down by anyone. That was big. And the reason my other finalist was the LSU touchdown by Satania. And the reason I didn't put it in there is because it was wide open, blown coverage. But 4 minutes in your season and you're down at home and you got to have the drive. And we'd made a couple of plays. We were moving the ball, but I think I'm going to switch and pick that play.
Final answer. I fin- the the Oklahoma Breakdown Award for the best offensive play of OU's 2025 regular season goes to
Isaiah Satania, 58-yard touchdown from John Mateer against Louisiana State to win the football game and to go to the playoff from behind at home. The celebration, I mean, that's got to be it, right?
I there were a lot of good options. I had no idea what you were going to pick.
Yeah.
But that was I could tell you I was standing right behind Jim Nagy on that play. I saw Satania wide open. I grabbed that man as hard as I possibly can grab another human being, and we started celebrating. And it was awesome. I love that play. Just the sense of relief, the excitement. I I don't know. It kind of, in a weird way, it kind of is a microcosm of the season. Like the defense was great, the offense was not, but they kind of just found a way. I don't know.
Yep.
Kind of sums up the regular season a little pretty nicely.
A lot of the other touchdowns were like big, like huge moments, like, yes, we're going to win. We're back in this thing. Um, I was nervous, but now I feel good about this game. But the celebration for that one was, we're going to win. We're going to go to the playoff. We got the gorilla off of our back. The program is back. Like we're on track of where we like it was a totally different feeling. So I gotta pick that play.
Congratulations to Isaiah Satania and John Mateer. Satania gets the trophy, right? I know we don't really actually have a trophy for these, but Satania gets the guy that catches and scores the touchdown gets the trophy, right?
I guess so.
Or should we give it to Harold Perkins for not being in the deep half of the field?
I perhaps
Or whoever was responsible for that area of the field and just cutting him loose. Maybe we should make it. You know how you make like a duplicate of the Heisman? We can duplicate this and send it and just say, "Hey, whoever busted there, could you please give them this?"
just send it to LSU and let them do with it what they want.
Yeah,
Toss it.
engrave whoever's name on it. Just let us know. Here you go.
Yeah. Nah, that was incredible. What a moment. Um what a celebration. What a roar from the crowd. I mean, how many times can we go back in that season this year and think about, like, leading up to it, you've had all these different moments, and a lot of them were a really long time ago about, I think that's the loudest this stadium's ever been. And there's like five or six of them this year in that stadium where it's like, I don't know, maybe that was it. And that was one of them. Awesome. What a moment.
Congrats to Isaiah Satania on winning the best offensive play of the regular season in this year's Oklahoma Breakdown Awards. Quite prestigious. He
Very
may
nice.
cry. Well, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, probably should.
It's a huge deal. All right, let's move on to the best defensive play of the regular season. The nominees are R. Mason Thomas's sack against Jackson Arnold for a safety to seal a win against Auburn.
Speaking of loudest moments in the stadium this year, what a play. And remember, he missed the first half, right?
Yeah,
And had to come back and started it off early with the sack and then ended it with that one, just running through, just a total bull rush right through the middle of everyone and gets that sack. Incredible moment. And our Mason Thomas had a lot of those. That was a huge one.
that also made people that had OU -6 or -6.5 very, very happy.
That's right.
That
That's
was as our man SVP would say, significant,
yeah.
significant to many, significant to some.
Maybe that needs to be a new category next year.
That had to have been on Bad Beats. I don't remember if it was or not, but we'll see. Efforting to try to get our guy Stanford Steve to the live podcast, by the way, because
Let's go.
game day should be in town. So hopefully that works out. Now, continuing with the nominees for best defensive player of the regular season. Owen Heineke comes off the edge, blasts Joey Aguilar, forcing a fumble. R. Mason Thomas returns it 71 yards for a touchdown against Tennessee. Stiff arms a guy for like 20 or 25 of those 71. It makes it 7-7 when it felt like that game was headed in a very bad direction. And yes, R. Mason Thomas gets hurt, doesn't play the rest of the regular season after that play.
Costly.
It was a costly play. You lost him for the rest of the regular season, but it kind of feels like it saved the season.
Yep.
So clearly that's a strong nominee in the category, Ted.
Very strong. Very, very strong. That one's going to be hard to knock off the top, but there's some other great ones that we're going to go through. But that was incredible. Heineke with the great blast.
When RPOs go wrong.
Yeah. Every time I see a shot like that on the quarterback, my instant reaction isn't, yes, it's, oh no, did he hit him up high? Is there targeting? Is it roughing? Like, what are we going to have here? But it was a clean hit from Owen Heineke. Incredible stuff. That's going to be hard to knock off the number one spot.
We've got 4 more nominees. Eli Bowen's 87-yard pick six on Ty Simpson to make it 10-0 Sooners in the first quarter in Tuscaloosa. Remember, Kip Lewis comes unblocked through the A-gap, pressures Simpson, forces the errant high throw. Eli Bowen returns it all the way for a touchdown. Another very strong nominee, brother.
Pretty sweet. I mean, amazing. At that moment, obviously we had the lead, but Alabama they were on a roll. That drive, they were moving the football and they had found some stuff and heading down the field, and just a great job. The pressure, safety drives the route with, I think it was RSJ. He's coming in there, goes to blast the wide receiver. Errant throw. Eli Bowen is right there over the top, sitting in the perfect spot. Interception, great convoy blocking down the field, effort from all kinds of guys. Heineke goes way down the field backside to block the running back. Great stuff. A lot of fun watching that play. That's very high on the list.
Next nominee, Taylor Wine beats Bama's right tackle clean. Destroys Ty Simpson late in the third quarter. Kendall Daniels recovers. Offense turns that into 3 points to take a 23-21 lead, which ends up being the final score. Sooners were down 21-20 at the time.
Yeah. Significant.
Another strong nominee.
Very strong. This is my number 2 play that I had written down. It's everything you want, right? A great pass rush, huge hit, get the recovery, offense pays it off with the go-ahead score, and you end up holding that to get the win. Just awesome all the way around. Kendall Daniels on the recovery, ball goes flying up into the air. A very visually pleasing football play right there.
2 more nominees. Jacoby Johnson's interception on Bo Prabula late in the third quarter. And we broke it down on In the Weeds, just a great combination of preparation, recognition, execution, and athleticism. They are targeting him and trying to pick on him in that play, and just a really nice play from Jacoby Johnson.
Yep. Really nice. The athleticism, the speed to get back, the center field turn on the football, and it's on him right away, goes up, high points. It looks like a wide receiver. Just an incredible play. We had to have it. That was still a really tight football game. And, they were on the move a little bit, trying a deep shot. Had he not made that play, who knows if they complete that, what happens in that football game. Just another beautiful play that looks fantastic to watch in slow motion with all the camera angles. Beautiful.
Final nominee for best defensive play of the regular season. Peyton Bowen intercepts Michael Van Buren in the end zone. The play after Mateer had the batted ball interception that Harold Perkins returned to the 4-yard line at very early in the game against LSU.
Yeah. While I mean, again, another one. Who knows what happens in your season if this little exchange plays out differently? Uh, I know Mateer threw the interception, but the effort to get down there and make the tackle, make him snap it again, was great. And then Peyton Bowen just it's like a cat, right? Or a mongoose just jumping up and plucking that thing out of the air whenever the quarterback's like 6 yards away from me. Very difficult to do. Um, I mean, it kind of sums up Peyton Bowen right there with some of the things that we've seen him pull off. Very very Billy Bowman of him right there. Just awesome stuff from Peyton.
You have all the nominees, sir. Who is taking home the Oklahoma Breakdown Award for Best Defensive Play of the regular season?
I'm very proud, very honored to say that I select our Mason Thomas's 71-yard touchdown, Owen Heineke's sack fumble against Tennessee, which really started the November run to make it to the college football playoff. Incredible.
I completely agree with your selection, sir. And I think it is undoubtedly the most important play of OU's 2025 regular season. Because let's be real, man, it felt like we were about to get housed in Knoxville. And then that play changed everything.
It may be the most important play in 20 years.
We don't have enough time to
Yeah.
go through that. I mean, I guess we do. I guess we can make this thing as long as we want, but it is, yeah, it's definitely one of the most significant plays. And let's be real, if this, depending on what happens in this playoff, it could end up being, I don't think it's going to be Superman status, Ted, but it could end up being
The play.
in that neighborhood of
No doubt.
when it comes to famous plays in OU history.
Well, right now, I mean, it's the Torrance Marshall interception against Texas A&M right now, isn't it? I mean, just incredible, incredible. And we talked about what it felt like in that game at the moment. Tennessee just went right down the field on series one, 3 and out, I think, on offense, and then they're off and marching again. And you go down 14-0 in that game, who knows what happens. So just incredible stuff. Another amazing moment. Um, and hopefully we get our Mason Thomas back for the playoff. And, it's going to be a part of his story and his legacy that he got injured on that play and he comes back and gets the sack fumble or whatever to beat Alabama in the playoff. Who knows how the rest of it unfolds, but that lit the fuse for the playoff run. Easy number one selection right there.
I've got a random question for you.
Go ahead.
What percentage of OU fans do you think believe that the Superman play happened in y'all's national championship season? When really it was the season after?
10%?
I think that's probably about right. It's such a famous play. And OU fans are really dialed in. Like they know that was in the 2001 game and not the 2000 game.
I think so. Because there's
I'll tell you though, buddy, someone just heard that and went, "What?
Wait a minute. Is that right?" Which really is an indictment on how old I'm getting and how long ago that was, because a lot of that stuff starts to, the farther away you get, it all kind of piles together. But the main reason I think that people know it's not is because they very distinctly remember the 2000 OU Texas game where we blew their asses out, and very distinctly remember the 2001 game. So I think it's a low number, but I don't know. Maybe I'd be shocked.
I We're going to find out. Sound off in the YouTube comments and the Spotify comments. I can't wait. Or tweet us at OK_breakdown if we just broke that news to you. Okay, we've got 4 more awards to give out. But first, download the Loves app from Love's Travel Stops, your guide to savings on the road. Fill up for less with a discount on fuel, 10 cents off on every gallon of gas, and 25 cents off on every gallon of auto diesel. And don't forget, in the store, you can unlock mobile deals on the Loves app to save on snacks, drinks, and select meals at Love's restaurants. Plus, you can plan your pit stops for your next road trip with the map and route planner. All from Love's, the heart of the highway.
Steaks are back. Didier Ranch's luxury steak cuts are restocked and ready to ship straight to your door. From mouth-watering ribeyes to silky smooth fillets, this is the best beef Oklahoma has to offer. And here's the kicker. They're now shipping next day air for free when you use code SOONER at checkout. That's right. Next day air like Amazon Prime, but for steak. Didier Ranch delivers taste and tradition the luxurious way. Order today at DidierRanch.com and get your steaks just in time for the holidays.
And we were brought to you by Simple Modern, the Oklahoma-owned company and the official drinkware partner of the OU Sooners. Guys, have you wrapped up your holiday shopping yet? Let me let you in on a little secret. Simple Modern has amazing holiday gifts for everyone. You can get a Mesa tumbler for your wife, a Voyager 360 for your coffee-loving friends, or be Dad of the Year with so many different gift ideas for your kiddos. Check out Simple Modern's complete gift guide at simplemodern.com and delight everyone on your holiday gift list with just a few clicks. And with 10% of all profits going to charity, many right here in Oklahoma, every sip supports Oklahomans on and off the field. Simple Modern, good everywhere. All right. The next award, the next Oklahoma Breakdown Award we must hand out. Best Special Teams Play of the season. The nominees are Taylor Wine's interception on a preposterous fake punt from South Carolina. I'm still laughing about that play. I mean, let's take Sellers off the field. Let's have the putter throw it. Threw it right to 44.
It's almost worth picking that one so we can send the award to Shane Beamer.
Do you think Shane will be on the podcast in the offseason? We will have to bring this up. I may get a trophy or plaque made just so I can show it to him while we're interviewing him. And I don't think Shane would appreciate it, but he's so great that I think he may be able to laugh at it a few months from now.
It may be the only fake punt ever run to where everyone on the opposing team knew it was coming. Everyone in the stands knew it was coming. Everyone watching on television knew it was coming. We're talking about it on the broadcast. Whenever that happens, the result is about what you would expect.
But just the hilarious play, so I had to mention it in the nominees.
It was great.
Other nominees for Special Teams Play of the Year. Tate Sandell's Tennessee performance. 4 field goals. 55, 51, 40, and 55.
Yeah.
Strong. Strong. Should we just stop now?
I was going to say exactly that. We could stop right now, but
let me give you the other nominees to give these guys their flowers. Tate Sandell's 52-yard field goal versus Alabama to make it 20-14. Remember, we end up winning that game 23-21.
Crazy.
Jaden Hardy, the Hardy Hammer, punches the ball out on Ryan Williams in the second quarter. Sooners go and score to make it 17-7 a couple plays later. Huge play in that game. Another nominee, Taylor Wine, jumps over the offensive line to tip the field goal versus Alabama before halftime, which results in one of the best camera shots of the year of Bama's kicker yelling at the long snapper and everyone getting on Bama's kicker. Just kind of a hilarious sequence. And then the final nominee.
A couple of sequences of Alabama shooting themselves in the foot,
Yeah.
Right?
No. Yeah, they shot themselves in the foot. We didn't do any of that to them.
Which by the way, with Taylor Wine, he was going to miss it anyway. But That's not how our football team felt on the field. The reaction to the kicker, like the mental response to that block was critical for our football team.
No doubt. The final nominee, and I feel bad leaving Satania off these, but he had some big returns, but he didn't have like that the return where we all remember it. You know what I mean?
Yet.
Yet. Great point, Ted. Final nominee. Peyton Bowen blocks a field goal after Venables calls the timeout right before Missouri was about to go forward on 4th and 3 in the second quarter of that game. Reminder, it was 3-0 Missouri at the time. And then a couple plays later is when Satania takes the 87-yarder to the house. I believe that's how that sequence unfolded.
Yeah, and it's really one of the coolest football sequences of like not just the season of recent memory, like just the chess match going on and all that happened there was incredible, huge moment. And, that's where, Peyton Bowen, he got that interception at Tennessee and the plays started rolling for him, didn't they? They just kept happening and he's still on his run.
The nominees have been listed. Now it is time for you, Mr. Lehman, to select the winner of the Oklahoma Breakdowns best special teams play of the regular season.
I am in a weird spot, admittedly, but still incredibly thrilled to present the special teams award to a kicker, Tate Sandell. Amazing stuff.
Tennessee performance, I presume.
Yes.
And that is when the legend of the pants was born as well. Let's not forget.
That's right. That's right.
The photoshops I see continue. The pants continue to get shorter even still. Fantastic. And we're recording this on Wednesday. Well, Friday is when we find out if he wins the Lou Groza Award or not.
Should we do like some Oklahoma Breakdown merch where it's underwear, but they look like OU football pants?
I think we could sell quite a few of those.
Probably.
Do we want to put Sandell's face on the back of them?
Yeah, sure.
We can work something out with Tate.
Yeah.
I actually love that idea. Like boxer briefs, but they look like the OU football pants.
That's right.
What? Let us know if you'd buy those. I'd wear those all the time. Like
Absolutely.
like the double stripe piping down the side.
And I mean, you can even put the belt loops on there if you want. You don't really need to, but lace up in the front.
We'll see if we can find a manufacturer for these underpants. They got to be comfortable though.
Got to be comfortable.
They got to be high quality. These aren't going to be cheap. We need comfort. If we're wearing OU football pants underwear, they better be real comfortable because the actual pants are very comfortable.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
I don't know. How did we get here?
Hey, you never.
Congrats to Tate Sandell,
Yeah.
though. All right. Now we head into the MVP portion of the Oklahoma Breakdown regular season awards. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball, Ted. The nominees for offensive MVP of OU's regular season are Isaiah Satania, 65 catches for 948 yards, 7 touchdowns. He also has had a big impact as a punt returner, 23 returns for 301 yards, which is an average of over 13 yards a return. Your next nominee, Fabechi Wiwu. He has played every game. He has been OU's most consistent offensive lineman. He's played 3 different positions, including starting an entire game and playing an entire game at center when he has never played a game at center in his life against LSU.
Played well.
And played well. Looks really good.
In a win or go home game.
And remember, he had a very scary play against Temple where on the field, like I thought he broke his leg. Turns out to just be a really bad ankle sprain. He played that stretch in the middle of the season well under 100% and still played at a pretty dang high level, man. So I was thrilled that he was a finalist for the Burlsworth Trophy. Now, Mestamaker from North Texas ends up winning it, but he was a very deserving candidate for that award. It was just very cool to see him get that recognition. He has been really, really good for this team all season long.
Yeah. Really, 2 seasons. He missed a snap for 2 years?
No. He started every game a year ago.
Yeah. And considering that almost every other position has been a whirlwind of injury and setback and plug and play, he has been the rock solid guy on that unit, and not just there and available, has, as you've said a bunch, been our best, most consistent player for 2 straight years. Pretty good stuff.
The final nominee for offensive MVP, John Mateer. Now, some may hear that and go, wait, what? But 60 has completed 62% of his passes, 2,578 yards, 12 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. Certainly not the ratio we're looking for, but 416 yards rushing and 7 rushing touchdowns. Clearly hasn't been the same guy since the injury against Auburn, but has still had a very large impact on this team, Ted. So am I missing anyone from the nominees list?
No, and here's the important thing with John Mateer. He had a broken thumb surgery on his throwing hand directly in the middle of the season. So you have to remember that in this. I know there's been some frustrating moments, but all things considered, especially not a lot of quarterbacks that have surgery on a throwing hand and have like the greatest season they've ever had. So he has absolutely battled this year. Very deserving to be on the list.
I did want to point out, I've got some of the analytics, right, that you get for Wee Woo.
Mm-hmm.
He has 0 sacks attributed to him, which is obviously what you're looking for. His pressure percentage given up is 0.8%, according to the SP Plus document that I've got. So he has been very consistent. But now you get to pick. Those are the 3 nominees. I couldn't really think of anyone else that deserved to be a nominee. Ted, who does the Oklahoma Breakdown offensive MVP go to?
Isaiah Satania. Incredible season. Transferred in and through the offseason flew under the radar. Was just
not with us. You and I were like,
right.
Hey, this dude he may be our best player.
And it really started once we got into like training camp in the fall. It was like, this dude is legit, and came out from the very beginning, has been our best receiver, our best player, a knack for getting it done whenever things seem desperate and we absolutely have to have a play. Off he goes for 65 yards and a touchdown. He's been a joy to watch. Isaiah Satania, offensive MVP.
Congratulations. So he gets offensive play and offensive MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He's very deserving. I think I think those are both great selections, Ted. Well done. On to defensive MVP. A few more nominees.
Dude, this is like, this one is going to hurt because I don't know that there's a right answer, and there's a bunch of guys that are completely deserving.
The nominees are Kip Lewis, Owen Heineke, Taylor Wine, Grayson Halton, R. Mason Thomas, Peyton Bowen, and Cortland Guillory. Good luck. Have fun.
Kip
What
Lewis is,
leads the team in tackles with 72. He's got 8.5 tackles for loss. He's got 3 sacks. He's the Energizer Bunny also.
yep, and is I'm I've got to give it. I've got to wait until he's done, but he may make the all-time favorite Sooners list.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yep.
Whoa. Just a
I know it.
reminder. Let the people know. What's it? The list is up to 4 now. Did
Four.
Drake Stoops? Drake Stoops
Drake.
is the 4th. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
You added Drake Stoops.
Yep. Yep. And Joe Washington, Torrance Marshall, Blake Bell, Drake Stoops.
The
All
Mount
time.
Rushmore. Teddy Lehman's Mount Rushmore of
My
Oklahoma Sooners.
favorite Sooners list. And Kip Lewis. Kip Lewis. Get your chisel out.
Whoa.
Get your chisel out. He's
Whoa.
been great. Owen Heineke, just
10 TFLs, 67 tackles, couple sacks. It's
effort,
just it
toughness.
and let's be real, early in the season, there were some people going, "Why is this guy playing so much?"
Yeah.
Well, it's because he's a dang player. That's why. Guys made
Yep.
a bunch of big plays for this team this season.
You can't forget he was it the Auburn game where he breaks a finger and it goes through the skin and he goes in and gets it taped and comes back out and plays the rest of the game. I mean, just incredible stuff. He's been a joy to watch, and hopefully we get him back for next season.
Taylor Wine, 14 TFLs, 6 sacks, credited with 24 pressures. Halton, 3.5 sacks, 24 pressures. R. Mason Thomas, and remember, only in 9 games. 9.5 TFLs, 6.5 sacks, 21 pressures.
Play of the year, another nominee against Auburn. Just the physicality, and it's not just this season. He's had a bunch of moments throughout his career, but he's been a joy to watch, and definitely a guy that's 100% deserving. It does hurt him that he's missed some of these games down the stretch in these big moments, but still deserving to be on the list.
Couple guys in the back end. Peyton Bowen, some huge plays. 44 total tackles, and some of those, like it doesn't show up in the stat sheet, are like touchdown saving tackles.
Yep.
He's got 7 PBUs. There's a couple of huge interceptions. And then there's Guillory. And this is the interesting part about Cortland Guillory. First of all, true freshman, and he made the on-3 true freshman All-American team this week. So deserved. Along with Michael Fasusi. Congrats to those 2 guys. They are going to be incredible players for this program. But Guillory, a couple of bad moments against one of the most talented receivers in the country, Cam Coleman, has absolutely skewed how this guy's season is being viewed. He has been awesome. I dove into some of the numbers. He's got 9 PBUs. Now he doesn't have an interception, but that he hasn't had a ton of opportunities. The opponent QBR versus him is 24.4.
Yep.
He's given up 2 completions over 20 yards. And he's given up 1 touchdown. And he's a true freshman playing corner in the SEC.
And the list of wide receivers that he's had to defend on a week-by-week basis is incredible. All of them are going to be names that that are going to be playing in the NFL for the next 10 years. It's the best freshman performance at corner I've ever seen.
With that in mind, you have all the nominees. We've gone through the stats for all of them. Ted, who is your defensive MVP for the regular season?
I think I'm going with Peyton Bowen.
Whoa.
I know. I know. I I factored in heavily the blocked field goal. I factored in the interception against LSU, the fourth down stop against LSU, the fourth down stop against Alabama, the interception against Tennessee. I He had a quiet first half of the season, but during this November stretch has just been unbelievable. You mentioned like the tackles. A lot of those tackles don't there's a tackle for a 3-yard gain, and then there's a touchdown saving tackle in the fourth quarter where you got a 50-yard run out the gate if he doesn't come up and make it. Um, this was so hard to choose, man. So hard to choose. And I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of recency bias with the LSU game, but and I, talking with Brandon Hall last night at Rudy's, but I settled on Peyton Bowen. Incredibly difficult. Hardest decision I've had to make between a bunch of guys that I absolutely love the way they play. Wouldn't replace them with anyone, not just because of what they do on the field, but every one of these guys you listed, great freaking people. You know?
I would like to congratulate Peyton Bowen on a very prestigious Oklahoma Breakdown Defensive MVP for the regular season award. The other guys are going to be mad at you, right? They're going to hear about this. They're going to be mad at you.
Did I get it right?
I think if I had a vote, I would factor in what I believe has been the most consistent and like the key to the defense, and that's the D line. My vote I would have picked Taylor Wine because
I mean, that was part of my struggle. Is the D line has been so great, it feels wrong not to pick someone from that group.
But it
also feels wrong to single anyone out on that group.
I think Wine, he leads the team in TFLs. He's second in sacks. I think he's tied for the lead in pressures. And the thing about it is, like, the thing I love about him is like the tone he sets from a physicality standpoint.
Yeah.
In the run game, it just so consistently physical and assignment sound. And it's had some huge plays. I would have picked Wine, but dude, you get to pick. You picked Bowen. It's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay.
Some of these, like when you talk about Taylor Wine and Grayson Halton, like those two guys specifically, I don't know if we've ever talked about factor grade on here, where you basically just look at a general play and you say, you didn't make a tackle, you didn't get a PBU, but were you a factor in the outcome of the play? And those two guys are a factor in almost every single play whenever they're on the field, whether it's a pressure, a sack, defeating a critical block in a run scheme. They've been outstanding. And thank you for making me feel bad with my selection.
To back up your point with Wine and Halton, there is in the SP Plus spreadsheet, there's a column just havoc plays. Taylor Wine, 15 of them. Grayson Halton, 13 of them. The only other guy that's in their neighborhood is Owen Heineke with 15.
Yep.
So, like you mentioned, those guys have been very, very disruptive, and it doesn't always show up on the stat sheet.
That's right. Like Peyton Bowen makes the fourth down play against LSU, but we talked about Grayson Holton creating the pressure where he had to get rid of the ball before he wanted to. Yeah, great stuff. All of those guys are absolutely deserving, and let me hear it in the comments what a bad decision I made or maybe a good decision I made.
One more award to give out. Not going to take very long, I don't think. Special teams MVP. This may be the easiest one we've ever done. Now, I do want to give like a guy like Elijah Thomas credit. He's been really good on special teams. Jaden Hardy, like guys that have been on those cover units that have done a really good job. But this is really a two-horse race. I do want to give Grayson Miller some credit. 46-yard average, 23 punts over 50 yards. He's put 24 of them inside the 20. Now, he's had to punt way too much for my liking, but he has been rock solid for them at the punting position. But
Alabama game, like just think of that last drive. They started on their 6 or 8 yard line, and yeah, he's been fantastic.
The other nominee, Tate Sandell. Missed his first field goal of the season. Hasn't missed since. 23 of 24. He is 8 of 9 from 40 to 49 yards, and he is 7 of 7 from 50 plus. He's made all his extra points. We have witnessed one of the best kicking seasons in the history of college football.
That's
from
right.
Tate Sandell. So, and Ted, I ask you, you have your two nominees.
Tate Sandell, special teams, most valuable player, and I have to imagine the eventual Groza Award winner, the first at the University of Oklahoma.
We riot if he doesn't win. And this is why. I've got a question for you, Ted, or a couple questions for you. The other two nominees for the Groza Award are very deserving. You look at the numbers, those guys have been excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Who does Georgia Tech play next week?
I don't know.
They don't.
Bowl game. I don't know.
I don't. Do you know when Georgia Tech plays its next game? Do you have any idea? Because I don't.
I don't. I looked at it yesterday, but it's insignificant, so I don't remember it.
Hawaii. Do you know they play next week?
Doubtful.
I don't know. Do you know when? Do you know? Do you even know if Hawaii is bowl eligible? Serious question. I don't know.
I was about to say, like, they may play next week because it's going to be an insignificant bowl game. But I don't know.
Is Oklahoma play next week?
Yes.
Who are we playing?
Alabama.
Is it a playoff game?
College football playoff. That's right. First round. Home game.
Is our kicker one of the most important reasons why we're playing in that game?
I mean, you might be able to say the reason we're playing in that game.
Huh. I rest my case. Send it to the Groza people. It's an obvious choice. One guy has made more kicks with way more on the line than the other guys.
The Tennessee performance, I don't know. There may be one. It may be the best kicking performance in college football history.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
What else you got to say?
Maybe there's a better one. I don't know.
I'm confident he's going to win it, but and Georgia Tech played a lot of meaningful games before things kind of came off the tracks for him late in the year. I get that, but come on.
Yep.
Especially the road environments he hit some of these kicks in. Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
I've never felt so passionately about special teams or a kicker in my life.
I know it. It's incredible.
You ready to talk some ball with Brooks Austin?
Am I ever? I can't wait.
Warning. Not a language warning. Warning. You're about to learn some ball, people. We're getting in the nitty-gritty.
Get your notepads out.
Yeah. Get ready, because it's coming. But first,
Schwab Meat has been smoking the highest quality meats, hot dogs, and sausages in OKC since 1912. Go to schwabmeat.com to order any of Schwab's outstanding products and use promo code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab dogs are iconic. I like to keep it simple. Just a bun, dog, mustard, ketchup. Also, the jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage is ridiculous. Schwabmeat.com, code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab Meat, the official hot dog of game days.
With ice cold beers, great food, and TVs all around, Pub W is the perfect spot to catch OU football and NFL Sundays. Pub W has been voted best happy hour 3 years in a row and serves brunch Saturday and Sunday mornings until 2 p.m. You can enjoy classics like chicken and waffles and their steak breakfast burrito, as well as unique dishes like the Big Country Benedict. Plus, brunch marries, mimosas, and espresso martinis. Visit pubw.com to find a location near you. Pub W, good food, good drinks, good people.
Insurica's launched a new digital agency introducing Insurica Direct. Whether you're in Oklahoma or anywhere across the U.S., they've got you covered. From small business insurance and health insurance for your employees to insurance for individuals like home, auto, and even Medicare supplements. Insurica Direct's got it all. Start your journey today at insuricadirect.com. Remember, at Insurica, we specialize in you.
It is our pleasure to be joined by the film guy. He is one of my favorite guys out there breaking down college football. He is a certified ball knower, and we're about to shut up and grind some tape, baby. Brooks Austin is in the house. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, guys. Look, I see your content all the time on social media. Like, you do great work. The feeds are the feeds. Like, the algorithm is the algorithm. It puts good football people in front of me all the time. I think the thing that impressed me most about this is, like, y'all got a militia. You're listening, and that's the key to doing any type of content. I feel like we have one. We call them La Familia, right? The people who watch film all the time, the ball curious football people that are in our channel. They're a militia. They will go to war, or they will go do what we need them to do to get the attention of people we need to get the attention of. I look up and I got daggum 35 replies, mentions, hey, you got to go do this, from Oklahoma fans that are obviously diehard listeners of this platform. So whatever you're doing, however long you've been doing it, you're doing it right. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that. Tell us about your background. Where'd you
Yeah.
learn the game? How did you get to where you are today?
Yeah, so played Division II football, 42 career starts, 37 of them at center, the other five scattered around all five positions on the offensive line. So if you know ball, if you could play all five on the offensive line, you had to have some type of, like, football intellect, football acumen. Like, your brain, you had a football brain. Your brain could do certain things. And I didn't realize it until after, I got done with school. But, like, dude, I didn't have to study playbooks. I didn't have to like memorize things. I just looked at it and it happened for me. And I didn't realize until looking back, like, I absorbed my freshman playbook in 3 days and never brought it to meetings. I sat next to a guy that was in year 3 of the same install, and his brain couldn't quite get it. So I realized very early on that, like, all right, my brain works a little bit differently. But also, like, I was a 6 foot, 285-pound center that I played in the Gulf South, which back in the day prior to the transfer portal, if you got a DUI, or if you did what Tyreek Hill did to his pregnant girlfriend back in the day, like, you didn't get another chance. Like, if you were Tony Mitchell and you got caught with 285 ounces worth of weed or whatever it was, you didn't just end up at Mississippi State after getting kicked out of Alabama. Back in the day, you went from Alabama to West Alabama because that was the only place that would let you play. So I'm a 6 foot, 285-pound guy that's all of a sudden playing against a nose tackle that's fresh up off the roster from Texas. I got no business playing this cat. So I had to study a whole lot harder. You know what I mean? I had to beat guys to spots. I had to notice, okay, they're in 2 wide threes. I'm getting double TE stunt here 85% of the time. And again, this was back before all the analytics. Like, these kids got it so easy nowadays. We're going to rant now. These kids got it so easy nowadays. They just get some analytical guru that stands in front of them and says, hey, they played this front, they're doing this amount of times.
Come
I had to
show
go
you the
study and
iPad,
learn that.
right? Show you the
Oh
video
my
of
God.
it.
The iPad, the video breakdown, they'll pull the clip for you. They got to isolate it on Pro Football Focus. Oh, you got to go build your own third down package back in the day. Like I had to go make my own third down cut-ups. What do they do? Who are they on third down? Who are they on third down? Dude, I know that by Sunday when I show up to the meeting, coach has got it on the iPad and I'm flipping through clips already. They got it so easy nowadays. There's no reason to not be uber prepared as a football player nowadays.
There's no doubt. Well, man, you've taken an interesting journey, and I'm glad you're here, brother. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited to dive into this OU Bama matchup with you. Clearly, a massive game for everyone around here, and here's where I want to start. What has the experience of studying John Mateer's tape been like for you?
So honestly, like for me, it's been the same. The reaction to my analysis of him has changed. Okay. Like when I first got introduced to Oklahoma fans via the algorithm this offseason, they probably saw me in front of the board saying this guy's got terrible mechanics, that he is a football player, and I love the coordinator and I love the offense and I love the ingenuity of it and I love the explosivity of it. But I am a chicken and rice mechanics guy. I believe that you have to do it ground up fundamentally. Like it is a ground force thing. I am trying to move my lower body. My only thing attached to the ground are my feet, and I'm trying to produce as much, efficient and accurate energy to one point, right? That's what we have. The last thing we touch on a football is the point of the football. And everything from the ground up being nice and consistent that's what is required to be sure we are a consistently accurate football player. So all of the things that I see in him now, all of the problems, and there was a thumb injury in the middle of it, do not get me wrong. But even from the start to where he is now, because I think he's healthy again, the ball's jumping, it's got tremendous life when he rips it the way he normally rips it. But we're going to have a lot of arm side misses. We're going to have a lot of balls that don't fly right on us. We're not really going to have the ability to, fully, truly get the ball up and back down, right? When we're this far from the ear. I called him from the ear Mateer the first time I saw him, which I'm okay with this stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm okay with this stuff from the side of the ear. Phillip Rivers did it. Like, I do not care how it comes out. What I care about is the fact that he never slows the momentum down. He never stops the energy. It just keeps floating. He looks like a shortstop floating through second base, turning two. That's not what we're supposed to look like on a down-to-down basis as a quarterback. So nothing really for me has changed about Mateer. Oklahoma fans realizing that, he is right. He was right. This guy does have mechanical issues. They will lead to errant misses out of nowhere. And we just got to pray to God they don't end up in an interception. Like, guys, I think it's the second interception to LSU. He's trying to throw a 50-50 back shoulder ball to a wide receiver on the sideline, but it's such a bad arm side miss that it falls right into the belly of the LSU defensive back. Like that's the stuff we're supposed to miss that on the sideline, but we're working left, so our arm side miss is going to float that ball back to the field where we can't have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we've seen a lot of that. I get it. It makes the really good throws look spectacular, I guess,
Yeah.
right? Because it's all maybe a little off. But what's the next step for him? Obviously, mechanics, getting all of that together, going in the right direction. But like, I guess, what's the ceiling for him that you see if all that stuff comes together?
So, because I think you guys, it's right to be talking about ceiling because you got 2 years with this guy. Like, I think it's like almost coach of the year worthy. The fact that this is a 10-2 playoff football team right now, knowing good and damn well that it is a flawed roster that, in my opinion, was next year's window roster. Like, y'all still need wide receiver help. Y'all still need interior offensive line help. Y'all still need, weapons for a variety of positions. So I think the quarterback still needs a lot of help around him. But what can he do? Guys, how old is he? He's 22? He's 21? How old is he? 21, 22, it doesn't really matter. The reason I'm asking is because we kind of are who we are from a mechanical standpoint now. Now, look, Josh Allen rebuilt his whole entire platform, and rebuilt everything, but he biomapped his body and like did it with a biomechanical engineer that showed him every single day, we're inefficient here, we need to go spend 1,000 hours working on that. He's like, okay, I got it. And then went and spent 1,000 hours on the next inefficiency in his motion. Is he willing to do that? I don't know. The other thing about him, and it's kind of a plus and a negative, because the only reason, in my opinion, y'all have managed to win these football games is because you found enough explosive plays, right? You flipped the field enough times. You've gotten enough 40-yard chunk plays. He does make big-time throws, but he makes lunatic decisions every once in a while, and it goes back the other way, and that scares me about him as well. But I would just live with that. I tweeted about it back in September when it was looking good and he was healthy and it was 285 yards passing a game and 70 yards rushing a game. He is such a football player that I would lean into all of that. If I were his football coach, we would lean into all of the football playingness of him, and we would include him in his physicality in the game, and we wouldn't have to worry about all of this progression of the athlete. Can he read? Can he be mechanically sound? No, he could just be the best football player on the field today. He can do that. I felt he was that the first 6 weeks of the season before the injury.
Looking at OU's offense as a whole, what has stood out to you, Brooks? Because clearly this thing isn't humming the way that they want it to, and the defense has bailed them out time and time again when they have not been able to go and score points. So what do you think, with what you've studied, what do you think is really holding the group back offensively for OU?
So I'm terrible with names, okay? I watch a lot of rosters, so you guys have to give me names. I'm going to spit some numbers out, all right?
Perfect.
I love the two backs, right? 60 or 6 and 24 are really, really good for two different reasons. I think number 6 is a one cut, I'll see you later type of back. And 24 is a one cut, I don't want to tackle you right now type of back. And that does really well for them because, guys, there's not a lot of space available right now in the run game. So when there is a crease, number 6 takes it through and is going to have an explosive potentially. And number 24, if there's a small crease, he's running through arm tackles, and now he's in the open, the second and third levels, and you really don't want to tackle that guy. He's a big kid. But for me, the primary crux of the issue, we talked about Mateer. That's a 65% completion percentage guy at his best of best. So we're going to live with an inefficient offense every once in a while, right? Even when he's playing his best football, he's going to be a, 24 for 33 guy? So, like, we're not going to be a 28 for 32 guy. We're not going to be a 26 for 32 guy. So we're going to be a little bit inefficient every once in a while. But I think the main problem is the fact that they have a complete inability to reset the line of scrimmage from what I have watched. Now, look, LSU's really, really good. That's the tape I just got done watching. But I don't feel as if Ole Miss or Oklahoma's offensive line has reset the line of scrimmage against anybody. And I'll take it back to the directional schools. I mean, hell, I studied the second week of the season when I can't remember who y'all playing. Northern Illinois, Eastern Illinois, y'all playing somebody.
Illinois State, FCS Power, Illinois State. Just knocked off
guys,
North Dakota State, by the way. How about that?
Guys, I think you rushed for 65 yards in that football game or something like that. It was not. And look, you're young. Like, I love Eddie Pierre-Louis. I know that name because I loved him out of high school. I love him. I love the Fasusi kid. I know that name because the NFL knows that name already. Like, he's going to eventually be what we want him to be as a prospect community. But he ain't that right now. And I think the reason for me, I watched, and it's a byproduct of having watched Indiana the day before you guys and then turning y'all on. I watched Indiana's Big Ten championship game, and then I watched you guys versus LSU. The difference in pad level. Y'all got better offensive line from a talent perspective than those guys. They execute better. Their hat and hand placement is tremendous. Yours is not. All right? You get beat a lot because the guy in front of them is playing lower than me. And that has nothing to do with inexperience. I think that has everything to do with, are we coaching this up? Are we under the chute? Are we coaching pad level up? Are we preaching pad level a lot? Are we getting our head across all the time? These are small things that go a long way with regards to offensive line success.
I know you've watched Oklahoma's defense and talked about them, throughout the season. What, just kind of overall, not necessarily matchup specific with Alabama, just overall, what's your impressions of that group and what they've become this year?
Yeah, man, it's a new trend, I think, in college football. The first 7 years I did this, everybody's playing nickel, finding their way into nickel, playing a lot of DBs on the field because everybody's running spread and everybody's, trying to run some version of cover seven because Nick Saban and Kirby Smart are, football genius and football lore. And now, I mean, so many teams, you guys are running 4-3. Like y'all are in base personnel. If Kendall Daniels is on the field, I ain't calling no 6'5", 242-pounder a DB. He is built like a linebacker. Y'all play like base personnel. And I find Texas Tech is doing this. LSU is in base personnel all the time, playing three linebackers. Indiana is in base personnel all the time, playing three linebackers. Like we went through a time period in college football where I thought as if the quote unquote outside linebacker was gone. The guy standing apexed in between the box and the number 3 wide receiver being 6'2", 230 pounds, those days were gone for a very, very long time. And now they're not. Now they're back. And guys are doing it in a variety of different ways. It allows you to be big and play big personnel, but it also allows you, like, it really messes with your simulated pressure game because now I got 7 guys that can rush instead of 6. And one of those 7 guys is an extended area of box play. So he's floating outside of the count. I'm really getting nerdy in football right now. He's really floating outside of the box count for the offensive line. So when we add him, when we plug him, he's unaccounted for, and he's a big SOB. Like that's changed football over the last, I don't know, calendar year, 2 years. This ain't been that long. Offensive coordinators are not used to seeing base personnel that is working in, I mean, like a lot of teams play base personnel role in Tampa too, meaning I'm asking the outside linebacker to now run a middle hole. And that was, again, that was something that we thought was athletically impossible or things that we didn't want to do. We didn't want to put guys like that in compromise 24 months ago. And now 3 of the top 8 defenses in the sport are basically running 4-3 personnel.
Is there anything, before we dive in to the Bama matchup with the Sooners, is there anything you've seen from OU's defense where you go, maybe that's a weakness? Maybe that's something that Bama can exploit?
The only thing I think is, but I used to think this about y'all, but then I can't remember what game I watched, but y'all rolling down, playing man-to-man, bump and run, and sending the house. I used to think like maybe Brent can't play man-to-man, so maybe teams can dial them up in zone coverages, which is what kind of Ole Miss does, right? Like Ole Miss, I think, gave you problems, but it's not this anymore because Lane's not there. Ole Miss, if you're sitting there pre-snap and there is any type of void in whatever zone structural defense you're playing, Lane pulls the headset down and tells the quarterback, here's the answer to the test, go get it done, and then it happens. So most football teams just revert to playing man-to-man coverage against them because it's the only way you're going to put a body at the catch point. It's the only way you're actually going to contest the catch. Otherwise, he's just going to be getting free access throws all game because he's one of the best offensive minds that the sport's ever had. But no, I don't. You asked for a weakness. Here's the compliment. I don't know if there's a defense not named Ohio State that's played better this year, and you've done it the back half of the season without R. Mason Thomas, arguably your best player.
Yeah.
So,
well, we've seen this matchup.
That's the scary thing for me. If I'm anybody playing these guys, they've been doing whatever they've been doing the last month without arguably their best football player.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully we get him back for this matchup. He wasn't there the first time. We got to see it in Tuscaloosa. Round 2, what do you expect whenever OU Alabama goes at it again?
An absolute rock fight. Like I'm thinking, like, which offense can summon up 13 points and which defense can give us a bunch of short fields to get us to 18 or 19. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be an absolute defensive war. I don't think people realize how good that Alabama defense is. That Alabama defense is damn good, okay? I think they're the third best team third best defense in the conference, right? I would go Oklahoma, then I would go Georgia, then I would probably go Alabama, then we start talking about Texas. But that's where I've got, like, them. So this football game to me is going to be all about who can summon up enough explosives, right? Who can flip the field enough, who can capitalize when they get in the green zone. I call the green zone the plus 35, right? Once we start getting inside that 35 area, who can actually punch it in the box, who's got enough, stored up in the game plan from the season to actually go execute, right? Alabama's been dumping the clip the last month offensively. There is no new tricks. There is no new bells and whistles. There can't be from them. They've had to absolutely exhaust every single thing they can to get to where they're at right now. So yeah, like how many times can Ben Arbuckle, if you're an Oklahoma fan, how many times can he get, some type of explosive created? I think he's really, really good at it. And I think that would be what I would hold my hope in, right? We got great defense. They're going to give us short fields. Let's capitalize. Got a great field goal kicker. All right, how good are our specials, right? How good are our special teams? Can we flip a field on punt return? That type of stuff is really, really vital when points are at a premium.
We'll get you back to the interview, but first, wind, hail, tornadoes, and earthquakes are now year-round threats. And at the same time, homeowners insurance rates in Oklahoma are the highest in the entire country. Unfortunately, some insurance companies use deceptive and bad faith claim handling practices to deny or lower what little they pay out. Fortunately, one of the leading insurance bad faith attorneys in the country is a longtime Sooner and resides here in Oklahoma, Jeff Marr. The Marr Law Firm has represented more victims of tornado, storm, and earthquake damage than anyone in the Sooner State, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars for their clients. There's only one law firm to handle insurance companies, Marr Law Firm. And three things matter in banking: service, service, and service. And First Fidelity Bank's commitment to exceptional service is more than a promise. It's their foundation. FFB has been by your side for over a century, and they are honored to be a part of your journey. Banking isn't about where you've been, it's about where you are headed. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. At First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go.
Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School represents a tradition of educational excellence in Oklahoma City. Grounded in a faith-based education, Bishop McGuinness offers a college prep curriculum that includes 26 AP courses, participation in OSSAA athletics, and numerous clubs and organizations for students to join and grow. If you want to provide the best possible educational and spiritual development for your children, contact Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School or visit bmchs.org. Financial aid is available.
And go to opolisclothing.com and use promo code TED for 10% off our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear out there. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code TED. Buttery soft and 10% off. All right, back to the interview. How surprised are you? And I know you study the tape, and I feel like Milroe covered up a lot of issues for him last year in the run game. How surprised are you that Bama is struggling to run the ball to the degree that they're struggling to run the ball? They can't find anything, man.
Yeah, look, I talked about this yesterday in Bama land, out there in that Crimson Tide country. I felt like they were deteriorating as an offensive line, like from a perspective unit, the last couple of years under Nick Saban, right? I just didn't think they were as good as in years prior. Also, I think that might be a unit that's been hidden up for a long, long time. Here's a fun little experiment for you boys. Name me the best Alabama offensive lineman that's in the NFL right now. Name me the guy that played at Alabama that is doing it on the Sunday League at a really, really high rate. And I think you're going to have to go to that Landon Dickerson cat that,
go back
played
to
at your
Dickerson,
place.
Ryan Kelly.
Yeah.
You're going back a while.
Dude, even Ryan Kelly, that was like 4 years of good. That wasn't like NFL, we a legend. This is a football program that has recruited nothing but blue chip offensive linemen for 15 years, a decade and a half. And we've got Ryan Kelly. That's what we just did. He got that quick to Ryan Kelly was pretty good that one time. So they never really have been this, to be honest with you, but they've always had great backs. I don't think they have good backs right now. Guys, they are depleted, okay? Jam Miller is what I would call serviceable. Just an okay, good back. Can he beat you? Yeah. Is he going to make 2 miss and take it 75? Absolutely not. Never has. And you look behind that, guys, it's been a bunch of like, what's going on? What is going on? Like real question. Alarms off in the building if I were the head football coach. If this were my lineage at the running back position at Alabama, okay? Justice Haynes hits the portal, goes to Michigan. Looks damn good up there, by the way, before he gets hurt. Daniel Hill, not ready. Not ready to take the majority of these carries. Just okay, even when he is in there, but not really all that much of a difference maker. They've gotten absolutely nothing out of former top 45 player Richard Young. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It has not worked at all. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. Might be injury. Who knows? Might be bad luck. Don't know. It ain't working. You go even further into that roster, they just don't. A.K. Deere was supposed to be a difference maker for this football team. He looked like a deer in the headlights in game 13. Game 13, you are no longer a freshman. I said this on my show, and you guys are former players, so I know y'all feel this way as well. If it is the 13th game of the season and my running back is in there busting assignments, I'm doing one of these to the running backs coach on Monday in meeting rooms. Why you gonna come see me? We're gonna have to know why dude, he's been here a year. Why? What the hell is going on?
Especially,
it's not good enough.
I know exactly what play you're talking about. You can't bust when you're supposed to get the ball, dude.
No.
That's
dude,
what made it even crazier.
He was in because they've got nothing left. They're giving him an opportunity to go make some juice. And here we go. 6 yards off tackle, sticks his foot in the ground, gets north to south, picks up 6 yards. Their most successful rushing carry of the day, by the way. And then the very next play, you're right, busting assignment. Supposed to be getting the rock. And now my quarterback's got to look like a you-know-what on national television because he don't want to get killed.
What's crazy to me is, and I agree with you on running back, but what really sticks out is how bad the backs are in protection. And
oh, God.
The first matchup against Oklahoma, I think, people have been scared to pressure Alabama because the wide receivers and, stretching the field, going over the top on you. Venable said, screw that, we're coming, and just abused those running backs. Georgia did it. Auburn did it. It opened a can of worms on their offense, I feel like.
One of your daggum corners, I can't remember who it was. It might have been the Bowen kid.
Day Jordan.
Dude,
put Daniel Hill on his back.
Oh, my God. He can't be but like 185 pounds, and he ran through that 242-pound running back like he was a freaking paper mache animal. Like it was crazy. So, yeah, they have done – because you're right. You look on film, and them damn backs are doing this the whole entire time. Their eyes are darting left or right. I know you guys are a big podcast audience, but their freaking head looks like a bobblehead pre-snap. They're trying to find – who their threat is, and they ultimately get tricked very, very often. You're right. It's bad. It's a whole nother reason why, again, we got to have conversations at Alabama. Like real hard, great, we made the playoff. That's awesome. And just like I feel like we do at Oklahoma, we got to have real conversations about weaponry, about the fact that, like, look, this is going to sound like a shot, but this is reality. This is not good enough, okay? The fact that every time LSU, 5-man pressured, cover one'd you guys, John Mateer is looking for number 12, a converted linebacker whose first year is playing tight end. That's y'all's man-to-man winner. That's y'all's go-to, gotta have it guy. Great football player. Awesome. He's going to be really, really good. It's got to be better than that. Do y'all agree? You guys are the fan. I'm just the outside analyst talking. Do y'all agree that it has to next year, when it comes playoff nut-cutting time, my go-to answer has to be better than we've played 13 games at the position?
I completely agree. The one thing that I have said, and because it's hard to imagine with how we've played up to this point offensively, that we're all of a sudden going to become some efficient, hey, we've got these handful of core run concepts. We build play action. We build screen game off of all that, and we start marching the ball down the field. It's just hard to imagine, right? Yeah. So my thing has been Mateer needs to identify his matchups at a higher level. And you have to, like you mentioned earlier, you have to produce the explosives, and they did just 2 of them against LSU. And I think when Deion Burks, for and Isaiah Satania 5, when those guys get one-on-one, Mateer's got to give him more opportunities to go make plays. And he, let me know if you agree, Brooks, but like in those situations, like even if guys are step for step, he just hasn't given those guys enough opportunities down the field to go make plays, in my opinion. And I would like to see more of that against Bama.
Certainly not outside the numbers. I
Right,
think
yeah.
since the thumb injury, like we have really lost our ability to drive the ball vertically outside the numbers. Now he'll throw some hospital balls over the middle of the field, though. He'll. It's crazy. I compared it to. Do you guys play college football 26? I don't play a lot of it. I was an NCAA 14 guy. I don't play the new versions, but both versions, okay, had this type of player, video game player. Oh, halfback sweep just worked. Let me get right back on the ball and run halfback sweep again because it's a computer playing over there. They got no chance of stopping me. Y'all do this in real life on offense. Y'all will, like it happened twice against LSU, and I'll give you the exact examples. Number 6 hits off tackle for a big time, like 9-yard carry. It's 2nd and 1. Y'all hop right back on the football and run the same exact play, but y'all manipulate the split at left tackle. So y'all got a big wide split and B gap. So what's the wide 9 do? He just spikes into that B gap, and then they plug the nickel to have C gap contain. And now it's 3rd and 6 because we just took a -5 in a TFL. It's bad in the run game. It's really bad in the pass game. We're going to do an Oklahoma film breakdown right after this. Play 45, okay? John Mateer has a Bo Nix caliber, like NFL wow throw over the middle of the field. Throws it over the middle hook hole player, gets it back up down in between the safety. Satanga gets down and protects his body right before the safety blows his head off. They line right back up on the ball. And number 13 from LSU is sitting there going, ain't no way they're about to do this. They run the same play, and number 13 stands right in the middle of the field, throws it right to his face, going back the other way. That stuff is weird. That stuff is really weird to me. That stuff can't happen down this stretch. We can't do that at all. The defense is great, but you're about to play some really, really good offenses, except for this one. This Alabama offense is one-dimensional. I don't think they're very good. But moving forward, we can't do that. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. And kind of looking at the bigger picture, who are some of the offenses that you really like in the playoff? I mean, I know you follow Georgia close. I've seen you talk about them, but Indiana, Oregon, what are some of the other teams that stand out?
Yeah, I like offenses that are not one-dimensional, right? They can run the football. They're complementary. They play complementary offense because those are the games and the football teams that are going to win games down the stretch. Unless you have a Joe Burrow passing attack, which has anybody got one of those? No. We're about to have a Heisman winner, by the way. How about this? I know it's the Oklahoma podcast. I think Fernando Mendoza is probably going to win the Heisman. I would vote Jeremiah Love for it myself, but I don't have a vote. Fernando Mendoza is probably going to win the Heisman, and he has to be the first quarterback to win the Heisman in 70 years that has one singular 300-yard passing game. We ain't got anybody out here that's racking it up. Nobody. I mean, nobody is really throwing for 400 yards a game right now. So from that standpoint,
hot take, Brooks. This is a year no one deserves it. No one gets the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, can we retroactively just give it to Genty? Can we do that? Is that an opportunity?
That's funny. I'm with you, man. Like Mendoza is Indiana.
Go ahead.
Indiana, the way that they called that game offensively against an Ohio State team that's got dudes everywhere on both sides of the ball, but certainly on that defense, I thought they called it an extremely intelligent game, and then Mendoza had to make a handful of big-time throws, and Becker went up and got him for him, you know?
And the reason I talk about the multi-dimensional offenses is because of that example right there. Like, they didn't have a lot of advantages in that football game, but they very clearly felt like they could get over the top of that Styles kid, number 3. So that's what they did. They found ways to be complementary. Like in that football game alone, super nerdy here. I'm about to go through 7 or 8 different run types types of plays that they ran. And what it creates is a multitude of fits that you have to fit. Like I saw traditional power, I saw counter, I saw wide zone, I saw stretch, like getting out of the eye and stretching to the point. I saw end arounds, I saw jet sweeps, quarterback run game. Like they do it all. They don't just line up and like, oh, here's what we do today. No, they're gonna line up and say, okay, here's where that defense is weak. We got a way to beat that. So they're bad in the slot. All right, today we're bringing, well, they're not bad. It's the only way we can beat them. We're not going to beat them anywhere else except for the slot today. So let's bring the Surratt kid in the red zone area, and let's run a slot fade on their nickel corner. Boom, touchdown. All right, it's 3rd and 2. Let's find a way to get this 6'4", 200-pound Charlie Beckert kid matched up with that number 3, who we don't think can run or play the ball well in the air. They hunted that. Whatever their next opponent is, whoever they draw, I guarantee you Indiana offensively will beat that team the way that they need to be beaten. They won't just line up and do what we do. I do not like coordinators offensively that just roll the ball out and say, this is who we are, this is what we do, see if you're good enough to stop it. Spoiler alert, there's going to be somebody in this stretch good enough to stop it. And if you lose, you go home, and that's not good enough. So I like what Indiana does offensively. For that matter, I like what Georgia does offensively. I like what Oregon does offensively. I would have really loved to see what Notre Dame could have done offensively in this tournament, because they had became, before they took their ball and went home, a very, very balanced offense with their quarterback developing and Lord knows their running back's abilities.
Yeah, no, I agree with a lot of that.
I left out Texas Tech. They're balanced. But Texas Tech in the history of their program has never gone through a 4-game or 3-game stretch like they're about to. They've never done it.
I will fully admit, I'm not a Texas Tech believer. I don't think they're good enough offensively to make noise in the college football playoff. If they get matched up with Oregon in that second-round game, I'm going to pick Oregon to win the game. They're having a phenomenal season, but I just don't view them as a true contender, Brooks. I just think they're too limited offensively.
I still think they're 18 months away. Okay, look, I am a believer that if we're going to go through 3 of these wars in a row as a top 4 seed, if we're going to go 4 of them as a non-top 4 seed, we have had to have recruited at a top 15 level for 3 or 4 straight years. Indiana's going to learn this. Indiana just played their first playoff game and already lost a starter. Number 8, the defensive end. He's one of their most havoc-wreaking players. He leads the team in tackles for losses. Are they ready to replace him? Because they're going to have to now. And guess what? It might happen again. If they get out of their first-round matchup, they ain't going to do so unscathed, right? We learned this last year especially, right? First year of the 12-team playoff. It's going to be a lot about luck, but it's going to be a lot about depth. I mean, people say Ohio State rolled through the playoff last year. Guys, they overcame a lot of injuries as well. The JT Tuimoloau had a high ankle sprain in the middle of the Big Ten championship game, and guess what they did? They just rolled Kenyatta Jackson out there, and they just rolled Caden Curry out there, 2 former top 100 football players, and they were fine because they can do that. Who can do that? That's the question going down these stretches. Like, I am a firm believer that blue chip, if you got to be a blue chip ratioed roster to do this, you have to. I'm not an elite. I am an elitist when it comes to roster talent. You got to be good enough to be deep enough to go do this.
Well, I mean, to that point, in a lesser degree, I guess, with Georgia, I feel like this has really shown how good of a coach Kirby Smart is, because for the longest time they were able to win kind of the same way. You just absolutely choke people out with your defense, and you get enough from your offense. You make some big plays. You got some players, but you didn't have to rely on it. And this year, I've seen them win games with special teams. I've seen them win shootouts. I've seen them win low-scoring games. I feel like, Georgia maybe isn't as top-heavy talent-wise as they've been, but because of that, are they a better, all-around football team?
Look, I have the advantage of being around this program at a really, really high rate, just like you guys at Oklahoma. And I do the national thing. I'm really plugged into other football programs as well. I study a lot. But this is where I got my start. This is the football team I know best. What you just said, it's not your fault. What you just said about they're not as talented as a normal Georgia roster, that is an idiom that has been repeated about this football team all year long. And the only reason it's available to be said is because they're just so damn young. Y'all don't know this yet, but Chris
I
Cole's
remember Kirby
probably going
talking
to be,
about that in the preseason at the
yeah,
SEC meeting.
they are Georgia talented again. And you'll know this in 18 months, 24 months, but you'll look back on this roster and be like, oh my God, they were way better than I thought. They are. Look, Quintavious Johnson is going to be a top 45 pick. The number 33, this is his first year playing. He's a redshirt freshman. He's a former high school quarterback. He's played every down at defensive end this year, or Jack for them this year. He's a great football player. He's going to be playing NFL football for a long time. He's 6'5", 265, and is going to run 4.58 at the combine and jump 38 inches. Like, he's going to be one of these football players. He's just now playing, right? Like, C.J. Allen's going to be the first 100-tackle linebacker they've had at this place since Roquan Smith. No, Nakobe Dean didn't do it. Clay Walker didn't do it. Channing Tindall didn't do it. Monty Rice didn't do it. C.J. Allen's about to do it. If they play 2 more games, he's going to do it. All right, so like K.J. Bolden's going to be a top 45 pick. Dalen Everett's going to be a top 45 pick. Ellis Robinson was the number 1 overall player in the country by ESPN. Like, guys, they are what they used to be. Elijah Griffin's going to be a first-round draft pick. He's just a freshman. Juan Gaston's going to be a first-round draft pick. He's just a freshman. He's a 6'7", 365-pound offensive lineman that, as a true freshman in the SEC this year, has made starts at right tackle and right guard. They gonna be all right. Don't feel sorry for Georgia in terms of talent. Also, I'm with you. Great coaching job. I felt like last year was a better coaching job. They were a flawed roster last year. They were a flawed football team. They didn't play together. They couldn't run the football. They couldn't stop giving up explosives defensively. And he found a way through the toughest schedule in the history of Georgia football, 5 road games, okay, against top 25 opponents, 3 of which inside the top 10. And he made it to a playoff game last year with a team that was in the hundreds in running the football. Oh, by the way, won the SEC last year doing so. Like, that last year, in my opinion, was an incredible coaching job. This year, great job getting the young guys ready to play, great job improving. That's what he does. He does that. He doesn't have flawed rosters normally. Last year he did.
We'll get you back to the interview. But first, guys, it's time to make the switch to the Ridge Wallet 2.0. You need to head to ridge.com/OKBreakdown right now to take advantage of Ridge's biggest sale of the year, where you can get up to 47% off. The days of the super fat wallet that hurts to sit on are over. Make the switch to this sleek modern design that can hold up to 12 cards and cash. Ridge has over 50 colors and styles to choose from, and they are giving you free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. This is literally the last wallet you'll ever have to buy, and Ridge wallets have RFID blocking technology that keeps you safe from digital pickpocketers. This is a perfect Christmas gift for any dude in your life. And for a limited time only, Ridge is having their huge sale. This is by far the biggest discount they've given all year. That's ridge.com/OKBreakdown for up to 47% off your order during their biggest sale of the year. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Tushy is the everyday luxury bidet that instantly transforms your bathroom habits and bottom health for life. I'm a bidet guy, and you should be too. They make your butt cleaner. Why would anyone not want to have a super clean butt? A Tushy bidet will help you have a super clean butt. In fact, 99% of people who wash with Tushy Wave feel cleaner and fresher after going to the bathroom. If you're thinking, I don't want to have the extra plumbing done, good news. Every Tushy bidet easily attaches to your existing toilet without the need for additional plumbing. And it gets better. You can install it yourself. It's easy and takes about 10 minutes. Believe me, I know. I installed the one that they sent me myself. And if I can do it, I promise you, you can do it. And you spend less money on toilet paper. Just try it. Just try it. Remember, a hole is only a dirty word if you wipe. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off their first bidet order when you use code OKBreakdown at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet order at hellotushy.com with promo code OKBreakdown. All right, back to the interview. I assume Georgia's on your list of teams you think that can win this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
How many teams are on that list for you when you look at the bracket and these teams' path? Like, who do you think has a legit chance at winning the national championship this season?
So I didn't think Indiana was in this list until they went and beat Ohio State the way that they did. Like, Now, that could be a lot about the quarterback up there not being ready for what he saw in Indiana. Indiana is up there with Oklahoma in terms of mass confusion and chaos. Like they're doing defensively, they're doing stuff that even like a second year, third year NFL quarterback will get tripped up on. Like he'll throw it into coverage that he's not supposed to. He'll hold the ball and take sacks because he's not trusting what he's seeing. But I still worry, like we talked about just a second ago, I worry about their general depth. I worry about their ability to sustain injury and continue to win these wars against rosters that are far more talented than them. Like, that's the reality. I talk about this before the Big Ten championship game. I feel like Indiana is a top 18 talented roster that is coached, developed, executed, prepped their way to top one results. It's an incredible job. I think it's one of the best coaching jobs that's ever been done in the history of the sport to do what they've done in 2 years. If they go on and finish this, it will be the greatest coaching job that I've ever witnessed in my life. I think it's that much of a talent overcoming if they go on and do this. Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon is kind of where I round out that group. I worry about Texas Tech's overall top end. We talk about that, right? Like the full depth of the roster. Are you good enough to go do this? By the way, are you good enough to go play 3 top 12 ranked opponents in a row? Don't know if you've ever done this as a football program. Hell, this year, I think their toughest stretch was Utah, a bye week, Arizona State, Kansas, and then maybe like TCU. That ain't it. This is a whole different animal. I don't put Oklahoma in this list because I really worry about the day that your defense gives up 24 points. That might be all it takes against one of these other pretty good defenses. So, yeah, I'd be surprised if Oklahoma wins a national title, but I wouldn't be shocked if that makes sense because that defense can score too. That defense has found the turnover fairy in the second half of the season. You know, like turnovers are not a guarantee. Like we can be a great defense and not turn teams over. You guys learned this. Would y'all go 6 weeks without a turnover on the defensive side of the football, despite the fact that you were playing great defense? So yeah, maybe y'all go a stretch where y'all play 4 games where you have multiple turnovers forced. It can happen. I just don't know if the offense is good enough.
Who do you think between OU and Alabama is the most likely in a matchup against Indiana? I guess I'm asking, should Oklahoma beat Alabama? Was that Indiana matchup look like for Oklahoma, and what's it look like for Bama?
I think Ty Simpson would be running for his life for 4 quarters against Indiana. Like the amount of times that Alabama offensive line, we talked about earlier, right? The inability to handle simulated pressures, the inability to cleanly protect our quarterback. I mean, Indiana would, I think they would cause all kinds of problems for that Alabama offense, just like I think Oklahoma's about to do. So I would love to see Indiana's offense try to play Oklahoma's defense. I would love to see how they would try to attack what you guys got going on, and vice versa. I would love to see what Venables. That people ask me all the time, like, who's your favorite coordinator to watch? Who's your favorite coach to watch? Offensively, I have dozens of them. Defensively, I love turning Venables on every week. Every week, I just like, well, hey, how would this guy defend him? What's this guy going to do to this offensive mind? Venables is the first one to go to, so I'm excited to see what he's going to do in this playoff run where he's got, at minimum 16 or 17 days to prepare for a football team.
I know you're not afraid to make a prediction. So
yeah.
What's this OU Bama matchup look like? How do you think this thing shakes out, Brooks?
I honest to God, like a 13-10 with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Who blinks? Which offense makes the wrong mistake in their own end? I'll pick Oklahoma, and here's why. It is a second crack at this offense from DeBoer, and y'all did a damn good job the first time, but they do so much stacking. They do so much spray release. They do so much, mixed releases where they're 8 yards downfield and then they'll break separate ways, and we got to communicate, I got in, I got out. The more and more we prep those things, the more and more we see those things, the more and more we rep those things, the more comfortable we are, the more things that we can jump on them. You guys were jumping the hell out of routes the first time around. You guys were jumping shit the first time around. So I can't imagine what the tendencies y'all are going to find in this football team. Like, for example, I felt like Brent was the first one to realize, oh, every PN10, Alabama's throwing the football. So you guys were throwing, like, let's get up. Y'all were rushing him like it was 3rd and 19 on PN10. And for those who don't know, PN10 is the first play of the possession. And I guess Brent had found some analytical data point that said Alabama is like 98% pass in these situations. The amount of times that you guys put Alabama in 2nd and 17 because they took a sack or took a hold on 1st and 10 trying to get a chunk play, I thought it won the game. I thought it like changed how they played offense, even moving forward. Like they did less of it against Auburn and they did even less of it against Georgia because we're 13 games in. We're about to be our 14th game in as an Alabama team. We've got a ton of analytical tendencies. It goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the advanced scouting. The advanced scouting on these football teams have gotten so crazy good that if you have any type of tendencies, you better start breaking them or else you're going to get broken.
Last thing I've got, there was obviously a big conversation heading into the playoff. Who should be in, who shouldn't, that whole situation. My question is, do you like the playoff format? How would you change it?
Look, I think the idea. Listen, here's what we had going on this year, right, guys? It's a multi-billion-dollar sport. Okay, these home playoff games. I mean, the city of Norman is probably going to make what, $70 million, $80 million, like a ton of money. These are big decisions. And they're made by 12 people that we have no connection points to, that have no real connection points to football anymore. If there are, they coached football 20 years ago and were a really good football coach, and they made this committee as an honorary service type deal. If it were me, which I have no intentions of ever being a college football commissioner, I don't care to do it. It's a job that is not winning, right? Everyone's going to hate the commissioner. Everyone's going to boo you. Look at
we'll let Pate take care of that. He can.
And look, he's the most likable human being that's ever walked the planet, so he might be able to do it. I mean, he might be able to do it, but I cannot. I'm not very likable. But if it were me, we would remove the humans. We would remove those people. If we can't get 12 people that we trust to know football and can actually stand up in front of a committee and give us answers, guys, the committee chairman that they gave us at the start of the year had to step down because he put his hands around the neck of an employee. Per reports. Then they gave us Hunter Yurachek, who, by the way, if you know anything about Arkansas athletics, that guy can't stop putting his foot in his mouth about his own athletic program, about his own program that he is supposed to know and run. And they can't stop looking at him like, well, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. So, yeah, let's put him in front of the committee. Oh, by the way, Alabama, a football team that was on the line here, at one point, the committee chairman was interviewing him to be the head football coach at Arkansas. You think that's a little bit of a conflict of interest? Because I would say so. I would say it was a little bit of a conflict of interest, borderline an extreme conflict of interest. Also, so here's what I would do. Remove them entirely. We're going to 16. I don't know if y'all know this. We're going to 16 at some point sometime soon. So here's what we need to do. 4 automatic bids to the SEC. Play your way in. Results on the field matter. If you are not a top 4 seed in the SEC, you got to get an at-large bid. Same thing for you, Big Ten. You get 4 automatic bids. If you're not in that top 4 in your conference, you got to get an at-large bid. We'll get to those in a second. Give me 2 to the ACC. Give me 2 to the Big 12. By the way, all this is backed up by historical data of the college football playoff. It is that distorted. We have twice as many SEC teams and Big 10 teams as we do Big 12 and ACC. 4, 4, 2, 2. Give me 3 at-large bids, okay? And then give me 1 charity case to the non-G5. There's 16.
I'm fine. I just want to get to the final version of whatever this is going to be, and then that way we can just.
I don't know if we ever get to a final version, man. Especially the more and more we become professionalized. I mean, hell, private equity still got broke yesterday. So.
Oh boy,
it is what it is.
Utah, man. Best of luck with that. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. I
can't wait until they replace the head football coach with a telephone operator because they need to save the $7 million.
It's like, actually, you don't have an offensive coordinator anymore. Well, you do, but he's located in Mumbai.
Yeah, actually, we're going to offshore.
You don't have multiple uniform options for the women's soccer team. No, the women's basketball team does not get to fly. They now have to take a bus 14 hours to their next game. Like, guys, y'all just hired somebody who's about to squeeze the piss up out your schedule or your budget. It ain't going to be good. It ain't going to be hunky-dory. Yeah, the football team just got influx with a lot of money. Basketball did too. But the rest of you sports, enjoy buying your own cleats at Ross. I'm just telling you.
Now, last thing, we'll let you get out of here, man. Of the 4 matchups in the first round, clearly a lot of eyes going to be on OU Bama on Friday night. And then you do, even despite all the controversy, I wanted Notre Dame to be in the field. I think they're a really good football team. But we do get Miami A&M in College Station. How do you kind of see that one going, Brooks?
Man.
Dudes on, a lot of dudes.
A lot
of
of
field.
dudes, but those are 2 turnover-prone quarterbacks.
No doubt.
Those are 2 quarterbacks that have both thrown 10 interceptions this year. And it ain't a lot of, oh, dang, that ball got tipped and now it's getting picked off. Nah, it's a lot of, damn, you really didn't see that guy, huh? You really threw that ball right to the face of the defender and we're going back the other way, huh? Which the reason I say that is because the, oh my God, I didn't see that guy interceptions that both of these guys tend to have, those don't just suddenly disappear. Like, those don't just go away. Those go away maybe, possibly, over time. But the I didn't see him stuff normally continues. So I worry about that in this football game. I also worry about 2 things. One, I don't know if y'all know this, but A&M's given up 200 yards rushing like 3 or 4 times this year. That's concerning, considering the offensive line from Miami that's about to come to town. The other thing that's concerning about this, and look, this has been said about other football coaches that have gone on to win national titles and shut this up about them, but I don't trust Mario Cristobal as far as I can throw his big butt. I mean, I do not. To go win 4 of these in a row, to go get your football team to show up and execute and play to a standard for 4 quarters without having some type of catastrophic collapse or having some type of catastrophic, time management crisis in these football games, no, I do not trust Mario Cristobal to do that. And until he does, which again, like, hey guys, we said this about Ryan Day. Like we said this about other football coaches before they go do it. So maybe he's the next football coach to make me sound stupid. I will sound stupid the moment he does it, though.
But all those reasons, that's why I think that game is going to be incredibly entertaining.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be must-watch TV.
Yeah,
the
mistakes,
chaos.
big plays,
the surrender cobras. We're gonna see lots of them.
Brooks, this was awesome, man. Thank you so much for taking the time. You're killing it. Everyone listen to this. Go check out Brooks' stuff on his YouTube channel. It is fantastic. You will learn something if you go watch it. I appreciate it, man. You're keeping me entertained over here.
No doubt. Like I said, we got an Oklahoma film study. I'm about to record it right now. We're going to crank up the film right now, and it'll be ready for you guys this afternoon on the Film Guy Network. I really do appreciate you guys, boys.
Appreciate you, man. Take care.
Y'all be good.
Well, hopefully people learned something. That was a lot of ball, Ted, but that's what we're here for.
Good stuff. Our listeners there may be some podcast that's over the people's head. Our listeners, they're in the game.
They've been watching In the Weeds. They've been learning for years now, but
we bombarded them with all kinds of football jargon for a long time. They're good.
He is Brooks Austin. He's one of those guys that is just trending up right now in the college football media space. So that was a lot of fun. All we got left is birthday shout outs.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Welcome to the world, Gwendolyn Sue Barrett.
Happy 23rd birthday to Walker Wenzel.
Happy 24th birthday to Andy Beabout.
Happy 26th birthday to Peter Papanicolaou.
Papa Nicolau.
Papanicolaou. I thought that when I first read it, I was like, you had to mess that up typing. And then I was like, no, actually, I think that's probably right.
Happy birthday, Peter. There you go. Happy 27th birthday to Heath Burks.
Happy 34th birthday to Braden Saul Klein.
Happy 37th birthday to Ryan Reddick.
Happy 43rd birthday to Cameron Goodwin.
Happy 50th birthday, the big 5-0, to Matt McGraw.
Happy 59th birthday to Kirk Small.
Happy 62nd birthday to Stephen Price.
Happy 63rd birthday to Gino Reddick.
Happy 77th birthday, double sevens, to David the Genius Reigns.
Happy 78th birthday to Jerry Be About.
Happy birthday to Kelly Kinnaman.
Happy birthday to Frank and Eliden.
Eliden?
Frank
Frank and Eliden?
and
Eliden, I'm confident. Eliden.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Eliden. And happy birthday to Dinah Harjo. Big birthday episode. How about that?
Very big, very big.
On that note, episode 588 in the books. We'll have a new podcast that'll drop on Sunday. Just a reminder, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please check out our website, okbreakdown.com, for all of our stuff in one spot. We hope you all have a great rest of your week. Have an awesome weekend. Until next time, we appreciate y'all for listening. Do what you always do, Oklahoma. Take care of each other.